Okay, this is not a jet surf board.
It's not the JETSURF board. A lot of people ask me if it was or it wasn't. I seem so lonely. So tiny in the middle of the river, all to myself. And you can actually see the drone videographer in this shot.
Okay, this is not a jet surf board.
It's not the JETSURF board. A lot of people ask me if it was or it wasn't, but no, that is a stand-up paddleboard.
And why the hell you are doing that?
There were two reasons. The first one was I didn't have the JETSURF board at that particular point in time. I only had the drysuit by that point.
What is an amazing reason, okay? But what else?
Well, the second thing was I'm terrified of cold water. I really absolutely hate cold water. I think I'm more Brazilian than you.
Yeah, a little bit more in this case. Yes, but he really hates.
Yeah, so even though I've grown up in Canada, I've never gone into the water when it's cold. Like I can't even get my toes in any type of cold water whatsoever. So I was afraid that when I tried the JETSURF and I fell in and I fell in and I fell in like I knew I was going to do, that it would just become a miserable experience and I wouldn't want to continue. So I really wanted to convince myself of how it would feel when I went into this absolutely freezing cold water.
So you were not just on top of the board, you get inside the water.
I started off on top of the board and then I actually got off the board at the end just before I knew I was about to get out. Jumped in, kind of floated around on my back. I wanted to see because my gloves and my wetsuit hood, they get wet. Like your fingers are cold and wet and so is your head. The rest of me was dry, but I wanted to see how that would actually feel.
Yeah, then actually we have a very interesting video about that if you want to check it out, just click here on the top. But when you get inside the water, what did you feel?
It was cold. Like this was not a scientific experiment. You jump into the water in Canada in February or January. It's absolutely freezing. So I didn't really prove anything there other than I could actually do it. But on the day, it made me feel a lot more comfortable because I wasn't worried about falling in as much because I knew how it was going to feel. I'd already had the sensation. And then I could just focus on learning how to jet surf.
Oh, that's great. But you also told me that it was a problem for you to get into the water, right?
Yeah, I've never gone into the water in the middle of February.
Why?
I knew that there was a little bit of ice, about, let's say 2 meters or about 6 feet of ice between where the dock was and where the start of the water was. And I expected as soon as I stood on this piece of ice that I was going to go under the water. And I wasn't sure exactly how I could, when I got the JETSURF, how I could actually get over there to the water across this little bit of ice without potentially falling in. I'd actually taken an axe and tried to make a hole in the ice, make my way so that I could have like this pathway to get out to where I was going to be jet surfing. But the ice was so thick, I couldn't actually make a big enough hole to get all the way there. So I eventually gave up and just crawled out across it with the stand-up paddleboard.
That's a good solution as well. I like this one. I like it. If you want to try jet surf after watching all these videos, we are in the summer.
If you are in the Toronto area, follow Stuff Rob Does on Instagram.
And contact Jet Surf Toronto and give our code
Stuff Rob Does and receive 20% off of demos
and lessons.
You're gonna love it as much as I did. We just finished bonus material. We had a great time reviewing some of the videos, but if you want to watch the original video, go here.
And if you want to watch the whole story and know everything about it, go here.
Do you know what would help?
Subscribe,
like, share,
and comment in the comment section below.
See you next week.